Dear student, welcome to EPG Pathsala, a unique project funded by National Mission on Education through Information and Communication Technology. Myself, Kannan, working as a scientist at Information and Library Network Center, Gandhinagar. Today, I am going to talk about the module called Major Digital Library Project in the world except US and UK under the paper Digital Library. In the previous module, I talked about digital library projects in UK as well as US. The digital library have greater advantage in comparison to the traditional libraries. The user in a digital library would access scholarly resources distributed through network of computer from anywhere at any time. During 1990s, institutions and researchers in developing countries do not have access to research articles published in the developed countries due to high cost and inadequacy of the distribution mechanism. The digital library is an alternative to provide instant access of scholarly publication published in all over the world. In this module, I'll focus on major digital library projects and their impact in various countries such as Germany, New Zealand, Australia, Russia, France, Canada, China and Europe. The main objective of this module is to impart knowledge on digital library initiatives in various countries except US and UK. Role of funding agency to promote digital library activities, service offered by the digital libraries, current status and the impact on the global digital movement. First, let us see some of the major projects in Germany. DIS Online and Dissertation Online at Germany Library. The German Library is the National Library of Germany. It was established by merger of German Library in Frankfurt and the German Library in Leipzig. German Music Archive in Berlin. The Dissertation Online project was initiated by German Library in 1998. The project was funded and supported by German Research Foundation, also in short form DFG. The objective of this project was to legally collect and archive the thesis, dissertation, postdoctoral thesis as a part of collection of print version produced from universities and R&D organization in Germany. The DIS Online is a coordinating agency that was established in 2001, responsible for preparing guidelines and inform libraries, research scholars about various tools, format and adapting workflow to participate in the Dissertation Online project. Next, let us see about the project called VASCODA. The VASCODA is a non-profit association, an interdisciplinary internet portal to provide access of scientific and scholarly information available in Germany, launched in the year 2002. The project funded by Federal Ministry for Education and Research and German Research Foundation. The main objective of VASCODA is to provide access of full-text electronic article, journal article, subject gateways, research output of academic institution, high-quality databases and bibliographic data of higher education institution holding to the users via single interface. At present, more than 45 subject gateways are integrated with VASCODA, which focused on providing web-based document and information relevant to research area of specific field of studies. The second phase of VASCODA was launched in the year 2005, funded by Federal Ministry of Education and Research. The major focus was facilitate complex search and browsing enabled by metadata search engine, standardization of metadata and integration of local and regional libraries with VASCODA portal. The German Digital Library. The German Digital Library project was started in the year 2007 with the cooperation of the federal government of Germany, state and local authorities. The federal government contributed 8 million euros to the development of infrastructure. The main objective of this project is to provide unrestricted access of Germany's cultural scientific information, which includes millions of books, archived items, images, sculptures, music and sound recordings, as well as films from all over Germany. The project provides metadata to European Digital Libraries Internet portal Europeana via API, which gives global user access to the cultural assets of European Union's member state. We will see some of the major projects in Australia. Pandora, Australia's web archive. The preservation and accessing networked documentary resources of Australia, that is also called PANDORA, Australia's web archive project, initiated in the year 1996 by the National Library of Australia. The main objectives of the project was to develop a world-class archive of selected Australian online publications such as electronic journals, government publications, websites of research and cultural significances. In 2001, the National Library of Australia developed Pandora Digital Archive System, that is also called PANDAS, to support the collection, development and management of growing digital content and effective distributed architecture management to this Pandora. Australian Digital Thesis System. The Australian Digital Thesis System, also called ADT, was a collaborative project between the University of New South Wales and 6 leading universities from Australia that began in 1998. The major funding partners were Australian Research Council, the Council of Australian University Librarians, and the Council of New Zealand University Librarians. The main objective of this project was to digitize the research output of Australian universities and provide access to the world research community via web. The ADT was centralized metadata repository where full text thesaurus is hosted at the participating institute server. Since 2011, the database was transferred to the National Library of Australia and accessible through Discovery Service. Arrow, Australian Research Repository Online to the World. The short form, it also called Arrow. Arrow was a discovery service launched in the year 2005, funded and promoted by National Library of Australia. The project was funded by the Australian Commonwealth Department of Education, Science and Training under the Research Information Infrastructure Framework for Australian Higher Education. The objective of the project is to provide single search interface to search the content of Australian university research output, such as digital collection, which include images, data sets, theses and dissertations, preprints of journal articles, conference papers, and book chapters, and etc. The project closed in the year 2008, and now the metadata integrated with the Trove Discovery Service at National Library of Australia. Trove Discovery Services. Trove, the National Discovery Service for open digital content, was launched by National Library of Australia in the year 2009. And major objective of this project to aggregate metadata developed by Australian Institute. Trove help the researchers to access rich digital content, provides a platform to share and reuse of research activity and community need. The National Library of Australia brought the Trove data corpus together with a single discovery premises such as Australian Bibliographic Network, Picture Australia, Australian Research Online, and the People Australia project. Major resource providers are national, state, and Territory Libraries of Australia, Reimagining Libraries Open Border Project, and e-resources vendors Cal Sangage, and etc. The TROS system harvests metadata from participating organizations using Open Archive Initiative Protocol for Metadata Harvesting, that is also called OAI-PMH. The original digital content are delivered from the participatory organization web server. You will see some of the project in New Zealand. New Zealand Digital Library Project. The New Zealand Digital Library Project play a vital role in the digital library projects all over the world. The project was a research program at the University of Waikato, launched in the year 1995 with the funding from the New Zealand Foundation for Research, Science and Technology. The major objective of this project was to develop the underlying technologies for digital libraries and make it available publicly so that others can use it to create their own collections. The major achievement of this project was Greenstone Digital Library Software, one of the open source digital library development software widely used all over the world. The digital library software also available under GNU public license to develop digital collections. Anybody want to download and use it for their particular organization, they can download freely, they can download from their website. Digital New Zealand. Digital New Zealand was one of the digital content strategy initiatives of National Library of New Zealand by merging of major digital library services within New Zealand. The main objective of the project was to provide access of digital content developed in New Zealand. More than 150 organizations participated in this project, including cultural institutions, government departments, publicly funded organizations, educational and research organizations, as well as the private sector and community groups. One of the key components of the Digital New Zealand is the creation of Open Application Program interface, that is also in short form called API, a kind of metadata service that enable the user to search different sources of digital content via single interface. Even other library or some other content service provider, they can use the API to fetch the content from Digital Library New Zealand. Let us see some of the project in Canada. Canadiana. Canadiana, established in the year 1978 as a Canadian Institute for Historical Micro-Reproductions, non-for-profit and charitable organization governed by Volunteers Board of Directors. The main objective of this project was to reproduce of rare or fragile documents as well as microfiche copies for distribution across Canada, and provided an opportunity for networking of research and public libraries, sharing the best practices, capacity building, and planning the future of digital preservation in Canada. In the year 2005, Canadian Institute for Historical Micro-Reproduction merged with Canadian Initiative for Digital Libraries, Alloti Canada, and become Canadiana. The Canadiana Discovery Portal, a federated search system, provides access of more than 65 million bibliographical data via single user interface. Let us see some of the project in Russia. Russian Archives Online, also in short form called RAO. The digital library project named Russian Online Cultural and Knowledge, also called ROC, launched in the year 1997 with the financial support by Archives Media Project and Internews, a United States agency for international development, to archive the films and photos of Russian heritage and provide access to public via World Wide Web. The Russian Archive Online started as a service in the year 1998 to strengthen the collection such as Russian State Documentary Film and Photo Archive, the Russian State Archive of Scientific and Technical Documents in Moscow, the Russian State Museum of Oriental Art, ABBA Media's Film Archive, etc. The Russian Archive Online received funds from United Nations Educational, scientific and cultural organization, also called UNESCO, the US Agency for International Development, Intel Corporation. The Russian Archive Online is conducting online course called Russian History Online, which is sponsored by Moscow University, the University of Texas, and ABBA Media. We will see some of the project in France. Calica Digital Library. Calica Digital Library serves as an online gateway to the National Library of France collection in 1997 and constructed from the existing collection of National Library of France. The project received financial support from National Center for the Book, France, to promote and digitization of delivering the copyright material to the research community. National Library of France digitized 26 important titles of French daily press of 19th to 20th centuries. The total volume around 3 million pages, which constitute the largest online collection of newspaper in the world. Also, Calica committed to systematically digitize the missing issues of most important journal title in response to the users' demand. As on June 31st, 2014, Calica hosts 3 million digital documents every year and more than 20,000 documents are added to the collection. China. National Digital Library of China, also in the short form NDLC. The concept of digital libraries received its first widespread attention during 62nd annual meeting of International Federation of Library Association (IFLA), the meeting held at Beijing, China in the year 1996. In the year 2002, the first phase of National Digital Library project was launched with the financial support from State Council of China. The objective of the project was first establish a digital library service and implements mechanism and procedure for collection development, digitization and archive of Chinese information resources. Second, accumulate a very large amount of high quality digital resources, provide access to those resources over the internet. Third, establish a platform for technical support of digital resource collection, enhancement, storage and management. Fourth, establish a largest and most complete digital Chinese information collection and makes it part of foundation of National Information Service. The digital resources in the NDLC comes from legal deposit, purchased databases, self-developed databases and digital collection harvested from the internet. Euro. Decomate 1 and 2. European Digital Library for Economics, in the short form called Decomate, was a digital library project coordinated by Tilburg University at Netherlands with the collaboration of London School of Economics, United Kingdom, Autonomous University of Barcelona, Spain, and funded under European Union Telematic for Library project. The Decomate 1 took place during 1995 to 97. The main objective of the project was to develop an interface to manage authentication identification of user to access copyrighted electronic resources. During 1995, about 35 journal titles related to economics and most of them from UAB publishing services were included in the pilot project and provided access to the autonomous universities of Barcelona community. In the year 1998, Decomate 2 started. European University Institute and Silver Platter Information joined as associate partner. Europeana. The European Digital Library Network, also called Europeana, initiated by European Commission in the year 2005 and funded through E-Content Plus program. The main objective of this project was to provide online access of digital objects such as digitized books, audio, video, historic medical films, thesis and journal articles from the national and research library across Europe. Preserve high quality metadata with full text indexing. Provide platform to research library to promote their collection widest audience. The first prototype launched in the year 2008 with 4.5 million digital objects from 1,000 institutions across Europe. The Europeana developed strong aggregator network to collect metadata in a standard European data model format from the geographic region and sent to the Europeana. The full text and actual digital objects reside in the participated institute server. Summary. In this module, you learned about digital library initiatives of various countries such as Germany, New Zealand, Australia, Russia, France, Canada, China, and Europe. Also, I explained the role of National Library of various countries and their funding partner to support and promote digital library activities within their countries. The digital library will be the future to deliver the scholarly resources to research activity and community use. Student, you are also requested to go through the web link provided in the learn more part of this module to know more about various digital library all over the world. Thank you.